Good afternoon, everyone. It is about 5 minutes to 12, and I am about to get started doing our live session. Trying to clear my screen here. I don't know what this is, but it won't go away. So I hope you guys don't see it during the video. Okay, so we have exactly, give me a second, I'm sorry, exactly 4 minutes. So I'm going to put the chat up. And you'll be able to talk to me through the chat. And please be patient with me because I am actually new to this. So I am, if I don't respond right away, then I apologize. But let's try to get everything set up. Get this camera set up. I'm sorry. It's I'm using my camera. I don't have a laptop or a camera that I can place on a stand, so I do everything from my cell phone. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get started. I did post a video a couple of days ago showing you the materials that we're going to be using for this DIY Z Gallerie dupe. And basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be making this. So I'm going to show you how I made this. This is my version of the Z Gallerie dupe. I put mirrors on mine. I didn't go, and I put the little mosaic mirrors on the front. And I didn't go around the back because I wanted to make sure that I was guaranteed to have enough of these little mirrors here that I took off of Christmas ornaments. I wanted to make sure I had enough to do all three pieces. So I did the first piece, which is the larger piece, prior to this live, because I wanted to show you exactly what it is, what it's going to be looking like. So I'm going to list the materials again that we may be needing. So number one, you're going to need, well, you don't necessarily need these. Whatever embellishments you want to put on yours, that's fine. I'm showing you what I use for mine. So I got these, I had leftover Christmas ornaments from the Dollar Tree. And they had the little mirrors on them, the little round Christmas ornaments. So I took all of the little miniature mirrors off of there. I didn't say this in the other video because I wasn't sure what type of embellishments that I was going to be doing. So if you have them on hand, you can use them. And I'm also using the Dollar Tree mosaic mirrors. You want to have several packs of them. It took me 2 packs to do the inside and outside of the ring. You're going to also need your choice of spray paint, whatever color you want to paint your piece. I chose gold, metallic gold. You're going to need some type of wood glue. I use the Gorilla wood glue. I like this when it dries clear. You're going to need 3. If you didn't already get your materials, you're going to need 3. Of course, I only have 2 because I already did one. You're going to need 3 of these round discs. I purchased these at AC Moore. Again, this is the item number and the dimensions. You're going to need 3 of those. You're also going to need 3 of the rectangular ones. Also got these from AC Moore. And let me just go back. These are $1 a piece. I paid $1 a piece for these. And these are the dimensions of the rectangle that you're going to use. Okay, and again, you're going to need 3 of these. Okay, you're going to also need the tumbling tower game from Dollar Tree. Just 1 box. You're only going to need 1 box because you're going to need 9 of the little blocks. Again, I only have 6 because I already did one. What else are we going to use? I'm sorry. And you're going to need 3 of these vases from the Dollar Tree. I chose to use this vase because I wanted to do my own instead of using the cylinder vase. I wanted to do something different. So I chose these. If you have the cylinder vases, you can use those as well. But you're going to need 3 of them. And you're also going to need some type of a strong epoxy. It could be E6000. I'm using the clear Gorilla Glue epoxy. This is what I'm using. So, okay, so we're going to get started now. And again, if whatever type of embellishment you want to use, that's fine. This is what I chose to do, is the mirrors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this to the side. I'll put this on the floor because that's already done. I already showed you about that. And I'm going to move all of my materials around so we can go ahead and get started. So I apologize for that. So I want to move the little mirror pieces so they don't get knocked down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, let me get my, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the wood blocks and we're going to put them together. Again, we use the wood glue, whatever type of wood glue you want to use, that's fine. I'm using Gorilla Wood Glue. So we're going to take these blocks and we're going to put them this way. Not this way, but you're going to put them on top of each other. You're going to stack them on top of each other. So I don't have anybody here with me right now, but I do know that the timing is, I didn't really give thought to my timing because even though I'm a Christian, I don't attend church. I haven't found a home church. I did have one, and due to the fact that I don't have a vehicle anymore, I can't attend my home church. So I don't attend service. I praise the Lord in my home on my own. So I know a lot of you are probably in church, and I don't have that many followers, so I don't expect to have that many people watching my live view. But I'm going to continue with it anyway. Like I said before, you're never a failure if you try something. You only can be considered a failure if you don't try. So again, this is how we're going to be putting the pieces together as such. And like I said, if you get a little bit of glue out on the side, don't worry about it. Just wipe it off because it dries clear. So you're going to make sure those are even. Put those 3 aside. Then you're going to do the other 3. Okay. So it's a lot easier to do it like this and just stack them all together at one time because I don't want to run too long into each video. So boom and boom. You don't really need that much because this glue is really strong. If you're familiar with Gorilla Glue, you know it's really strong. And I think I'm going to change on my strong adhesive because actually last night I was trying to work on a project with that Gorilla Glue epoxy and it did not work the way that I thought it was going to work. The one I had before that, I think it's called WB Weld or something like that, or WD Weld. It's in a red and black package. That worked awesome. When it says it dries in 5 minutes, it dries in 5 minutes, or it sets in 5 minutes. For some reason, I was having a very difficult time with the Gorilla Glue epoxy last night. It wasn't drying or setting the way that it should have, and then again, it could have been me just rushing. So, okay, you have these pieces here, okay, and you want to let those dry a little bit. Then I'm going to come over here. You don't have to take this off, but if you plan on spray painting the entire piece, even on the bottom, you may want to take this off. This is giving me a little bit of a problem here. I didn't take my other piece off because I didn't spray my entire bottom. But if you want to spray the entire bottom, you can get these pieces off. So I'm just doing this to allow the pieces to dry a little bit before we move on. So again, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece because it's pretty much dry already. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it dead center on the bottom. of this round disc. You want to make sure it's as center as possible because you don't want it to tilt either way. So I'm going to put this piece on here on the bottom of the circle. Again, you want to try to get it as centered as possible because you don't want it to tilt either way. But because you're using the wood glue, you do have some play time with it. Turn it around, make sure it's centered. And make sure it's straight. Okay, so that piece is done. I'm going to put that to the side, let it dry. And you're going to do the same thing to this piece. Now these pieces, you do want to try to take off the tab because you don't want anything to prevent the sticking. And I apologize. I'm just going to excuse myself for a minute. I'm just going to, I need to walk away for one moment. Pardon me for one moment. And I will be right back. I apologize. Okay, I apologize. I had to go and let the family members know that they were being too loud. You may not have been able to hear them, but I can, and I actually want to focus and concentrate on what I'm doing. So again, we're going to take this. We want to try to make this as straight as possible. I'm watching the little grooves, or should I say the age lines in the wood to kind of guide me. You can't really go by that because, you know, they're never straight, but I'm using them as sort of a guide. And turn that around. Make sure that is even. And there you go. Okay. So now I'm going to put that to the side. And what we're going to do, this is really easy, really simple. While those are drying, we are going to go and do the hoops. So, and I forgot to mention that. So for this project, you're going to need the embroidery hoops. So you're going to need one 12-inch, which is the very first one that I showed you that I completed the larger one already. So you're going to need one 12-inch embroidery hoop and two 10-inch, which are these. I started to use the actual embroidery hoop with the screw on it, but I had a little bit of difficulty. I started to use it with the bracket still on there because I was going to use it. And hello, Sonia Evans. Thank you for joining me. How are you today? I'm sorry. I know my timing was really crazy. 12 o'clock Sunday afternoon is, I don't know what I was thinking because I know a lot of people are in church right now. But I did get started already. Whatever you missed, you can go back and view it. But I did start putting some of the pieces together. And I'm just recapping on the items that were needed. So, again, we are going to be using one 12-inch embroidery hoop and two 10-inch embroidery hoops. And again, I was going to use the one that actually had the brackets with the screw on it because I wanted to make sure the piece was a lot more secure because I was going to use the holes on the brackets and screw them into the sides. But unfortunately, one of the brackets broke on the 12-inch, so I had to remove it completely, which left, I didn't want the pieces to be different. So I just said, okay, instead of doing that, I'll just use the ones without the brackets. So what you're going to do now, while these are drying, you're going to take your scissors or your X-Acto knife, whichever one you prefer. I prefer the large scissors. And on the embroidery hoop, there's a groove here. See that groove? you're going to cut that. You're just going to go right down the middle of that groove. Being careful, you don't want to crack it or break it. Which is what it's doing here. For some reason, the other one on the 12-inch was easier to do. Okay, there we go. So you're just going to cut that. You're going to do that on both of them. So this one might be a little easier. It's a little wider. There we go. And Sonia, are you actually doing the project with me, or are you just watching? Cut off any excess. Ooh, about to have all kinds of accidents. Don't do what I did. So, okay, that's fine. Well, if you ever do decide to do this project, just follow along. It's this project, this Z Gallery dupe is very easy. It's really easy. So, now that you got those cut, so now what we're going to do is, now this piece should be pretty dry. So I'm going to put those to the side right here. Try to get them out of the way so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Let's put them over here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, the top piece, and we're going to center it and glue it here on the platform. This is going to be a little difficult because you can't see up under it, but you want to kind of eyeball it as much as possible. Okay, you're going to take your wood glue. Now you're going on the bottom of the 3 towers block pieces that you put together. Don't put too much because you don't want it sliding around, but you want to put enough to make sure it sticks. And again, you're going to go with the center, and you're going to try to get that as centered as possible. And I got it. There you go. So that's eyeballing for you. So I'm going to put that to the side. You're going to let that dry. You're going to come over and you're going to do the same thing with this one. Sonia, I am so glad that you joined me today. Oh, there's someone else here. Who else is here with us today? Introduce yourself. Again, my name is Joy of Joy's DIYs. This is my first live video. I'm new to the DIY community. So who else do we have with us today? And thank you very much for the like. Honestly, I don't know. You know, I don't have a lot of followers on my page right now. I think I have like 23. So I was trying to get at least 30 to 40 likes on this video. But, you know, again, I'm new to this, so I'm trying to build up my channel. And again, we're going to try to get that as centered as possible. But whoever the second person is that's joining us today, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Again, if you introduce yourself, we are here with myself, Joy, and we also have Sonia with us, so say hello to Sonia. She's watching as well. So again, you want to get this as centered as possible. So there you go. You got that centered. And like I said, this is a very easy project. And altogether with what I spent, this project for 3 pieces is only going to cost me $10. Again, the round disc, AC Moore, $1 a piece. The other discs are, the rectangular is $1. And oh, thank you, Sonia. Thank you. I'm working on it. I've had a lot of advice from other of the DIY family. I don't know if you've watched her channel. It's Design on a Dollar with Ida, and I even get a lot of coaching and tutelage, as well as ideas from Evelise of DIY No Need to Cry. She does the decorative bottles, the decoupage bottles. She does awesome work. She's the first person that I watched. And I started working. And because basically how I got into this is I wanted to make different creative projects for Christmas for the family. And I did. And with her help, with Evelise's help, and watching Dazzling Designs by Denise, I was able to create a lot of beautiful Christmas gifts for the family, and they loved them. And I think my most favorite part of the unique Christmas gifts were the decorative bottles. I made so many. I'm sorry, I'm going to stand up for a minute. I'm just going to show you one I made for my husband. And this is what I did for him for Christmas. So I know I'm getting off the subject, but this is what I did for my husband for Christmas. He's a Redskins fan, and I did this all by hand. So I painted. I'm not good with the decoupage yet. Well, this piece is actually, I drew this and then I painted. I painted it and then I put it on the bottle, but I painted the bottle by hand before I put that on there. So I just wanted to show you that. This is what I got started doing, is the decorative bottles. And then I broadened my horizons and I started watching, like I said, Hannah Watkins, Dazzling Design by Denise, Creative Living, Design on a Dollar, The Glamorous Penny Pincher, Letitia McKinney. There's so many wonderful, wonderful DIY sisters out here, and they do awesome jobs. And I just did this by watching them. And I've always been creative. I've always liked to work with my hands. So I figured this is something that I would be good at. Now, this part is not difficult, but it is a little it is a little tedious. So what I'm going to say is, in the event that you have difficulty with this, you may possibly need your glue gun. And that is just to help stabilize this piece, because this piece is going to be very wobbly. So you can use the glue gun. And I'm sorry I'm doing this. I have a little notch here that didn't come off, because you need this to be as flush as possible on both sides. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed what you said, Sonia. I know I kind of caught you follow her and a lot of others. I do too. Believe me, my subscription page is crazy, okay? I just recently started following a little girl. She's 7 years old. And I just want to make sure it's correct. I think her name is Unicar DIY Princess. She's 7 years old. You got to check out her channel. 7 years old. She's under the supervision of her mom. You know, her mom is right there with her when she does her DIYs. But she's 7 years old and she does some awesome projects. And she does a lot of collaborations as well. So now this piece, this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. So what we have to do, I'm going to turn this over. Well, I'm going to turn it this way. What we have to do is we have to get, yes, okay, so you know her. Okay, okay. She's awesome, right? I just watched her for the first time the other day. I was watching, and another person that I watch, and she's very creative. I told her she needs to have her own DIY 101 class, because I would come. And that's UW. She does some awesome work with cardboard. I've never seen anything like her work. Like, to watch what she does with cardboard is amazing. And I'm actually going to be doing another project where she did a vase out of cardboard cutout. She glued them to a poster tube and made a vase with using plaster Paris. So I already started that project. I got it all glued together with the hot glue, but I haven't done the plaster Paris part yet. But yeah, she's very creative. Yes, yes. She's awesome. She's awesome. So this is actually, I'm placing this up here because I don't want it to move. So what we need to do is we need to get this ring. Not only does it need to be adhered to the blocks here, but you also want to have it adhered to the bottom of this round disc. So this is where I said your hot glue gun may come in handy, just to help you place it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, and this is messy because of the angles and the positions. It's really messy. And you know what? Let me try something first, because once you place that hot glue, it's hard to move anything, and I don't want this to break. So what you want to do is, before you do that, very lightly, I'm going to take the wood glue and I'm going to put it here. Now, again, you don't want to put a lot because you know it slides, but you want to put enough to make sure it adheres to what you're trying to stick it to. And again, if it spills a little bit, don't worry because this dries clear. So again, I'm going to come around here and I'm going to place it on the sides. You want to try to center this as much as possible if you can. I'm going to bring this down a little bit, even though it should be up. Nope, I can't bring it down, so I'm going to keep it up here, ladies. Bear with me. Again, this is my first time doing this, so you're watching trial and error as I do it. So, okay, so I got the glue on there. So what I'm going to do is very, very lightly, I'm going to go in between here. I don't know. See, you probably can't see it. So let me try to stand this up for one moment. I'm going to put it this way. If you can see how that's going to be touching the bottom, you want to try to get some glue up in here where it's touching the bottom. If you can see, you want to try to get some glue down right in here in this space, just to hold it so it doesn't move around on you. So I'm going to turn this way. Maybe this piece is aligned. That's good. So I'm going to turn this way, and you want to try to get it as straight as possible. Again, you are learning with me. So you want to get it as straight as possible, and if you need to add more wood glue, go ahead and do that. Because you want to make sure this piece is secure. You want to make sure it's level, and because you don't want it to move. And this is why I said you want to add a little bit of glue. And I should have used my smaller gun for this because trying to get in here is going to be crazy. That's what I'm doing right now. Putting a little bit of hot glue there just to hold it so it doesn't move. Thank you, Sonia. See, and this is exactly why I wanted to do a live, because again, being new in the community, a lot of you out there know a lot more than me. And I believe in supporting and helping one another. Like, I am not one of those people that you cannot give criticism to or teach anything to. Teach me. I don't know if you saw my other videos where I was talking, because at one point I was going to just delete my page. Because I don't really know how to do all of this, and I don't know what the criteria is for uploading videos, and how to, I'm computer savvy, but I'm not application savvy, so to speak. So trying to edit my videos, add music, take out sound, I'm starting to learn, because a couple of my videos that are on my page, I did do that with. So let me keep working, because I'm talking and I'm not working. So I'm just going to place a little bit of hot glue, as Sonia suggested, and that way we can keep this from moving around. And I just want to hold it here for a minute and turn this up, and as you can see, it's not straight, so I want to straighten it out. And this is where the trouble comes in with the hot glue, because I use that Gorilla Glue, and you know, once you put it on there, it's pretty much stuck. So let me turn this over this way, because this one side is stuck, but the other side isn't. So I want to try to make sure it's straight as possible. And don't try to put the ring all the way to the bottom of the round disc, because it's not going to go. And that's how your piece is going to end up being uneven, because of it's a circle, it's a cylinder. It's not going to go flat. So, and we're still having a little bit of problems. See, trial and error, you're working with me. And it's moving. So I'm going to have to put some more hot glue and some more wood glue on this side, because it's not straight. Sonia, you're watching my trial and error. Oh, my husband just tuned in. Hi, hon. He says, I got mom watching too. Hey, mom. So my mother-in-law's watching and my husband's watching. And this is just, last night it was so much easier, I guess, because I wasn't really paying attention to, you know, if I messed up or not. But I do have to pay attention because I have people watching me. And I just want this to come out right. So, and it's not, Sonia, it's not. It's giving me difficulty here. I didn't have this problem yesterday. I really didn't. But like I said, this is the hardest part of the project, is trying to keep, let me see if I can hold that right there. And I'm going to add some more hot glue right here just to keep this in place. If any of you have any questions or if you want to comment, please feel free to do so. I can see your comments show up on the screen. Okay. And as you can see, it's leaning. So I'm going to have to, that's because this part over here, and we don't want this to lean. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this back off. Again, you're watching trial and error with me. And the good thing about it is the hot glue will come off. So I'm going to wiggle this off because it's not completely set. Well, it did set on this side. That's why it's crooked. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this off. And there we go. So we're going to redo this. Sonia, thank you for being patient with me. Thank all of you for being patient with me. To my husband, Antonio, and to my mother-in-law, I have a young woman on here watching. Her name is Sonia. She is also a part of the DIY community, I believe, and she watches a lot of the ladies and other DIYers that I watch. So she's actually helping me along through this and making suggestions as I go along. This last night, my husband was watching me when I did the project last night. So I did have a little bit of difficulty with this last night, placing this, but I conquered it, so to speak. But I just want to make sure that this is even. You want to always make sure your pieces are even. And you're welcome. My husband's name is Antonio also. Oh, really? Well, Sonia has a husband named Antonio too. So, and my husband, I actually, Sonia, I actually got my husband involved into the DIYs too. So, not mine. I'm trying to keep him into it. My daughter had for Christmas requested, remember I told you I was trying to do unique projects for Christmas for everyone. And my daughter wanted a vanity. So, you know how expensive they could be. So, being that we are very hands-on people, or I decided that we should make her vanity. So, we went and found an old student desk. And, you know, we sanded it down and redid it for her. And put on added a mirror to it. And her colors were rose gold and antique white. And it came out beautiful, and my husband did that. He did the sanding, the painting. He did the mirror. He added the mirror. And it was beautiful. So that's his contribution to DIYs, so to speak. Or upscales, should we say. In the DIY community, we call them upscales. Okay, so now I have it even here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue here so it doesn't move. And on the other side, because I need this to stay right where it is. And then I'm going to go back in and add some of the wood glue. So again, like I said, I'm new to this, and you are all watching me through my trial and error period. And I really appreciate this. I really do. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. Okay, so now I'm going to go here and I'm going to add the glue here on top. There we go. So like I said, this was the most difficult part for me, honestly, trying to keep this together. Now look how much time I spent on this one piece. This is ridiculous. But I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go back in with probably a toothpick and go inside between those spaces. So now we know that we had our trial and error period with that. Now we know what we're going to do here. So again, we're going to come in here. You're going to place this as even as possible because you want it to be on the wood. And I'm doing it upside down. Did you see that? That was great. That was perfect. Okay, so we're going to come here. And again, pardon me because this is my first time. I'm not going to tell you I'm nervous. I'm not nervous, but I'm a little jittery. Okay, so again, we're going to come here. Going to make sure that's sitting even. And before I even put the wood glue, I'm going to put this hot glue here to keep it in position so it doesn't move. And again, Sonia, thank you for your suggestion because it is actually helping. And I don't know. I didn't catch your comment, Sonia. Are you a DIYer? Do you have a channel or do you just follow DIY channels? I'm trying to watch and put the glue at the same time, so bear with me. Seeing if Sonia's gonna reply. All right. So there you go. You have that. You want to just let this dry just a little bit. I want that hot glue to at least dry right there. So I know that this is stuck and it's not going to go anywhere. All right. And because we're using, I'm sorry, somebody said very expensive. I apologize. I was trying to catch it. Someone just said very expensive. I'm not sure who that was. Could you retype that for me, please? Because I was actually looking at the project. So there we go. We have that. So we're going to put that aside and let that dry for a little bit. Okay, you just follow. Actually, Sonia, let me, I don't really pay that much. It depends on how you do your DIYs. Some of them can be really cheap. If you do your DIYs based on each project and just purchase your items per project, it's really not that expensive. And a lot of the projects, if you want to do them, if you're trying to do something that requires any materials other than what you can get at the dollar store, yes, it can get very expensive. But I'm going to give you a little secret. I'm going to tell you what I do. I'm not sure of what area you live in, but I live in New Jersey. And in certain locations in New Jersey, the Goodwills have what they call dollar Sundays. And I am a big fan of dollar Sundays. Like the vanity that I was telling you that we made for my daughter. The first one that we got, I only paid $1 for a student desk. $1, $1. Perfect condition. Unfortunately, my dog decided it wanted to do something and we had to get rid of it before we actually got to work on it. So I went and got another one. I paid $15 for that one. It was a lot more sturdy. It was a lot heavier. So it was really a well put together student desk, whereas the first one was more, it was older. So I'm talking because I'm trying to let the pieces dry all the way. Because the next step, I'm going to be taking you outside with me. Yes, this DIY is expensive. Oh yes, the vanity tray. The vanity trays are expensive, but I made a vanity, a desk. We made a desk. It was a 4 drawer student desk that we painted in antique white and rose gold, and we even bought the little crystal knobs, drawer pulls for it, and we made a huge mirror with LED lights. Her lights actually, you can dim them or brighten them, and we made that. And I also made her, if you get a chance to view my page, Sonia, I also made her a rotating perfume stand, mirrored perfume stand, which was also in the rose gold. And I made her a lamp, a chandelier type lamp to go on there. Unfortunately, her desk is not big enough for both of those, so I'm going to have to make her something else to go along with that where she could sit those pieces. But as far as like certain there's certain DIYs that are very expensive, and I'm actually gonna try to do one. I do want to redo my living room, and I think this is the second one I just did. I want to redo my living room, and my living room now is oh yes, my daughter loves rose gold. Her colors actually are now. She started out with rose gold and antique white, which are beautiful together. And then she added a blush pink. And I wasn't sure if the blush pink was going to fit because it was too close to the rose gold. But her stool has a plush pink fur cover on it, and her other accessories that I'm making her are going to be a combination of rose gold, blush pink, and pink and bling. So yeah, she's a very girly girl. So we it's that's where it gets expensive. That's when your DIYs get expensive, when you have 5 children and only one girl. That's where it gets expensive. So, okay. So now that we have this, I want to let this dry a little bit more, because then we're going to take this out and we're going to spray paint it. Again, I chose to use metallic gold for mine. You can use whatever color you choose. And as far as my embellishments, I didn't go with the normal bling that everybody does, whether it's the diamond wrap in gold or silver. I already spray painted it gold, and I haven't done anything with mirror yet, so I decided to do mine in mirror. So Sonia, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you caught it initially, but this is what the piece should look like. Now back here, as you can see, it's unfinished because I wanted to make sure I had enough embellishments to do all 3. So this is what it looks like. I went on the outside of the circle with the mirror tiles as well as the inside. And this is what, thank you, Sonia. Thank you very much. So this is what I wanted mine to look like. And I don't know if you guys, Sonia, you saw the picture of the dupe that I'm trying to make, but give me one moment and I apologize. I got a lot going on here. If you can see this, again, this is the gallery, and that is, can you see that on that table? That's what we're making. This is the dupe that we're doing here. And of course you can see they used the cylinder, the pillar candle holders, and I used something different because I wanted mine to be different. And this is what my version of the Z Gallerie dupe is. Okay, so this is what we're making. So we're doing a Z Gallerie dupe. This is my version. I've seen other versions that actually used everything from the Dollar Tree, but I wanted mine to be a little bit more realistic. So, and the wood, believe me when I tell you, when I found the wood, I was actually, I actually plotted this out. So I'm going to show you, this is what I do when I want to create something. And I'm doing this because I'm trying to let these pieces dry completely. But I have a project book, DIY project book. Ah, see? Joy's DIY design book. So, and what I did my little diagram. of how I wanted everything to come out. This was actually before I found these wood pieces at AC Moore. I was literally going to get wood and cut everything out myself. I was going to go to Home Depot and cut everything myself. And I was actually going to use the base for the cylinder to sit on. I was actually going to see if I could find somebody that had the lids for the candles that you could get from I believe they sell them at Victoria's Secrets as well as Bath and Body. I was going to try to get the lids for those. But then again, I found these wooden plaques at AC Moore, and they worked perfectly. So yeah, I did that, and then I even went in to do the diagram of what it should look like when we're done. And step-by-step instructions, measurements and everything I did. So this is how when I want to do a project, this is what I do. I write it down. So my next project, and again, I'm doing this because I'm trying to let this dry completely. My next project, my next dupe is going to be, what did I do with the magazine? My next dupe is going to be this. Okay, if you can see that cart, that bar cart in the background, that is going to be my next dupe. It's called the Russo bar cart, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. Can you see that? I thought it was absolutely gorgeous right here in the background. And that's going to be my next project. So I'm not going to do that one live though, but that will be my next project. So I'm apologizing. And Sonia, if you can, I would love for you to, I don't know if I'm going to do it live because it's pretty big. And again, I do everything from my phone, but this is, these are the dimensions of what I drew. I don't know if you can see it. Those are the dimensions of what I drew. And I'm not going to tell everybody what I'm going to use yet, but that is going to be my next one. And I like a lot of the products that Gallerie has, but they're really expensive. And again, if you can do it yourself, try it. Again, the only time you can be considered a failure is if you don't try. So as long as you try, you're a success. So, and this is what I'm doing. I'm trying things. I didn't actually know how this was going to turn out. And I'm not completely finished with it because, like I said, the sides and the back still need to be embellished. I just wanted to make sure I had enough of the materials to do that. So, the next thing we're going to do is, if you guys want to come along with me, we're going to go and spray paint these pieces. I'm putting my gloves on because I have a tendency of getting paint everywhere. I normally do it in my bedroom, honestly. I have this big tarp that I lay over my bed or over the floor and I spray paint it. But I don't know if you can see, I have a little minion in here with me. So again, we're just going to go outside, and you pardon me because yes, you're going to see me up close and personal, and we're going to go spray paint these. I know this is a little bit unorthodox, but this is what I have to do. So you're going to watch me walk. So, and this is my little minion right here. Can you see him? This is what he's doing. Say hi, Damon.
Hi.
That's my 14-year-old son. I call him my little minion. He's actually in my work area right now because his TV broke. And he asked, Mom, can I hook my game up to your TV? And I was like, sure, why not? So he's been with me for the past 3 days. So if you hear him in the background, yeah, he's playing his game. And I'm walking through the house, so forgive me. This is my family that you hear. Well, you hear my husband listening to me, which is funny. Do you mind? Can you help me come open the back door? So, again, we're doing this live, y'all. This is live and in full color. So I'm walking through the house. We're going to go outside, and we're going to spray paint. We're going to spray paint these pieces. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Somehow we got disconnected. I lost footage, but like I said, I'm doing this live, so this is live. This is me doing it live. And that's hubby. Say hi. So I'm gonna have hubby spray paint. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. It's down. So hubby's gonna spray paint for me. So we're gonna turn the camera around so you can watch hubby. So he's gonna paint these pieces, and he's gonna spray paint and help me out with my project. I love this color gold. This color gold is actually really pretty, very bright and vibrant. But the embellishment part is going to come in because of the fact that we're using wood pieces. You can actually see the grain once you're finished painting. I mean, it looks nice, but if you really want to have it look, you know, like it's metal, you want to cover it up and embellish it with something. So of course, you can see the grain on it. I'm gonna come over as soon as he's done so you can see. If you can see you can still see the wood grain in it. And so this is why I embellished it. But again, this is our live. You're watching everything live. And this is what the live DIYs consist of, especially when you're painting like this. Like I said, normally I do my spray painting in my bedroom. I open up all the windows in my house and I spray paint. But because my son's in there today, I decided to bring them outside. So we're going to sit here and we're going to let these dry a little bit and make sure they're good. Normally I do the spray painting, but since hubby was available, I decided to let him do it. So this is what they look like once you paint them. And we're still going to embellish them. Got a little bit here. Right there. We're going to embellish them to cover up some of the wood look. Okay, so, whoa, I'm about to come back in golden. Okay, so, I mean, we did the spray painting of it, but even though I'm going to be covering them with the mosaic mirrors, I still want to have the color on there because of, you're still going to see a little bit of the wood in between the mosaic tiles. So, that's good. So, this is what they look like in the metallic gold. I know my lighting is horrible because now we have natural light. But this is the pieces with the metallic gold. And I use the Krylon Color Master spray paint. So this is what we got so far. So I'm going to let those dry a little bit. I'll have hubby, and this one is crooked, guys. Can you see it? It looks, or is it me? No, it looks like it's leaning a little bit. It is. It's leaning a little bit. This one is straight, but this one looks like it's leaning to me. Maybe it's just me. But I'm going to let these dry a little bit, and I'm going to let hubby bring those back up. And I'm going to go back upstairs, so you can follow me upstairs. Hubby's going to bring those in for me. I'm going to give him the gloves. If you do bring it, just grab it from the bottom, like underneath the round. That way you don't damage the paint job. So I'm sorry, I'm very up close and personal. I hope everyone's still there. I'm sorry, I know this is a little long, but when I said we were going to do this live, I meant that. You were going to see every aspect of what was being done for this project. I'm coming through, so my family is actually, well, they said they were watching. They told me it wasn't recording. My son came out and told me that it wasn't recording. This is my other son. His name is Moody Mugga. He's a rapper. Check him out on SoundCloud, YouTube, and he also has a
Moody Mugga everywhere.
Moody Mugga everywhere. He's a rapper. You listen to some of his music. So okay, we're gonna go back up. I'm sorry, we are live again with everything. So we're gonna go back in here. Hubby's gonna be bringing the pieces up. And the other thing that I like about this Krylon paint is that it really doesn't take too long to dry, but I do want to let it dry a little bit. So if anyone has any questions, if you want to suggest a next project, I'm open to all of that. While we're waiting for that, we're going to prep the mosaic tiles. Oh, here's hubby. So while those are drying, we're going to prep the tiles. So of course, this one is already ready. So we're going to cut these as soon as I rips. And I keep losing service here. So I'm getting these prepared. Look at that, X-Acto knife came apart. Could you imagine if we had a lot more people, how much interaction we would be having? If you get a chance, I mean, for those of you who are viewing, suggest my channel, share the video. Like I said, I'm new to the community, and I am inspired by a lot of the ladies who are on here. And I've tried to do some of their projects. Some were successful, others were not so successful. But do you hear this? I'm not talking, but I'm talking in the background because my husband's in the room with the live playing.
Sorry, I'm making some coffee.
And he's making me coffee. Ladies, let me tell you something. I have not had a cup of coffee in 2 days, and it's killing me. I'm going to be honest with you. I used to be a smoker, and it was coffee and a cigarette every day. But I decided that for my health and the health of a lot of people around me, I needed to stop smoking. So I did that. Now, I tried several options on quit smoking. My doctor even tried to give me something called Wellbutrin to help me stop. It did absolutely nothing. So I had tried the, what is it called? Nicorette patches, and they worked wonderfully for me. So I'm not gonna lie, I did relapse. When I get stressed out is when that's the main part of my smoking came into play, is when I was under stress. So I'm not gonna lie, I did relapse, and I didn't relapse in the way of wearing the patch and smoking. When I knew that I was stressed out or there was something going on, I didn't put the patch on because I didn't want to do anything to myself. So, but I every now and then I find myself indulging into a cigarette, and I told my husband, you have to tell me no, put your patch on. Because I do have a tendency of forgetting to put my patch on, because I work from home. My thing in the morning is get up, get showered, get dressed, and go straight to work. So I don't think about the patch until maybe about it's time for me to take a break. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot my patch. And so I'm going back. I'm going back, y'all. I'm not gonna let this take hold of me like that, because it's not that serious. It's really not. So as you can see, I'm prepping here for the next phase of the project and trying to get the mosaic tiles ready. And I only did this because I could have prepped. But, of course, you know, you need dry time for everything. So I wanted to have something to do and talk to you a little bit while those pieces are dry. And I need to change the blade on my X-Acto knife because it's really dull. So normally, when I did the first project, I used 2 packs of the mirrors. So I'm going to have to do 2 packs of these. And you see my husband fiddling around in the background. Again, my workstation is in my bedroom. And because my house is very small and built very weird. The way my house is, my bathroom is on the first floor, off of my dining room, and my kitchen is next to it. So I have a kitchen that's my bedroom is much larger than my kitchen. I can literally stand in my kitchen and go like this and touch both counters. That's how small my kitchen is. And my bathroom is is about the same size. And then I have a dining room. And oh, you hear this, I really need to change my blade here. So this is the prep for the next phase. Like I said, let me just try to do it this way. Let's do it this way because I felt like I was cutting the mirror, or cracking the mirror. You know, all you heard was crunch. So again, we're probably going to use 2 packs of this, and like I said, I'm giving it time to let that dry, but I'm not going to do this whole thing because you guys are going to get bored with me watching me sit here and cut these mosaic tiles. So I'm going to move along here. We're going to put this here, so if I need it again, I can grab it. So these are the mosaic tiles that we're going to be using. Again, I got these from Dollar Tree. When I tell you I struck gold, because since I have started doing DIYs, I have been wanting to work with the mosaic tiles from Dollar Tree for a while. And every time why buy when you can DIY? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Now if I can make these, I'll be good. But I've even wanted to do projects with the crushed glass or the crushed mirror on it. And I've had such a hard time finding these tiles at Dollar Tree. When I go on dollartree.com, you can't find them on the website. And I walked into a Dollar Tree in Hamilton, New Jersey. And I'm just browsing because I was looking for stuff for to make little baskets for my grandkids for Valentine's Day. And I walked into the Dollar Tree, and when I tell you I struck gold, they had like 15 packs on a rack. And I was just like, oh my God, they have them. I took every single pack. Why? Because I never find them. I watch so many women do their DIYs, and they always mention, oh yeah, I got the mosaic tiles at the Dollar Tree, or the mirror squares at Dollar Tree. And I'm like, where? Because I can't find them. Well, guess what? I found them. The only thing that I am having a hard time finding is those little 2x3 picture frames with the mirror around the edge. I cannot find them anywhere. I can't find them anywhere. And I guess they don't sell them in my area anymore. And it's really frustrating because there's a lot of projects that I want to do that require them, but I can't find them. So I have to order my stuff off of Amazon. Okay, so without further ado, I'm not going to talk you to death. because I can. We're going to move on, and we're going to grab one of these, and they're not, so you want to be very, very careful. Oh, there's a bead of glue on here. I didn't even know that. Hold on, guys. Okay, we're probably going to have to redo that because there's a bead of glue, and that's my fault because oh, it came off. Let me see. Oh, a little touch up right there. So, without further ado, now, I got beads of glue everywhere. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me reposition this so you can actually see. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we are going to start on the inside of the hoop and apply the tiles. So you're going to take, I use hot glue. You can use, if you want to use strong adhesive, that's fine with the hot glue, but I'm just using hot glue. So we're just going to go along here very lightly because you don't want it to be too thick. Apply your glue, make sure we don't have any hair with it. And then you want to try to get this as centered as possible because the mosaic tiles from Dollar Tree are not this same width as the embroidery ring. And you want to lay it down, press it in. You're going to get some glue that's going to hang over, but we can clean that up. Okay, press it in place. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it should look like. And we're just going to go around the whole entire inside. Oh, you guys are still with me. Thank you. I appreciate this so much. I really do. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of viewers. But honestly speaking, I didn't think I was going to get any. To be honest with you. Because, like I said, I don't have that many followers. So, again, I take my bead and I run it across. And you have to talk to... I don't know where they are. I have a son. I don't. That was. I'm sorry. That was my oldest son. I didn't actually know who came in the door, but that was my oldest son, and he asked me for something, and he goes, "Can I have that? Please don't put me on your live. Don't move." So he's whispering that behind me because I never turned around to see who came in the door. And I was just about to say, everybody, this is my oldest son, James. I wasn't going to move, but I was about to say that. And he was just like, shh, 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 shh. And as you can see, he ran out the door. My kids are comical. Like, I wish that, I mean, there's, you have censors for a reason on certain language and things like that. But if I could do a live of my family on a daily basis, you guys would be in hysterics. Because they are, when I tell you, my kids are retarded. They are retarded. And I mean, they're fun. And yes, all my family lives with me from my oldest to my youngest. I have 5 children. I'm one of those mothers. I need my family with me. And anybody that knows me knows that how I am about my family. I would prefer for them to be with me. And okay, so I'm going to have to pull this up a little bit, guys, because, and look at that. He threw me off. My son threw me off, so we're going to replace those because there's a gap in here. And the gap is, number one, not big enough to be covered by one of the little mosaic mirrors that I'm going to be using. Or the tiny one, should I say. So I'm going to have to pull this up and reposition it, which means we're going to put those to the side because I hate having to work with individuals. And I'm going to try to remelt this a little bit. See what y'all see during the live? Y'all see all the mistakes and all the errors, and as they used to say with that TV show, all the bloopers. But that's what makes it fun to me. That's what makes it fun. If I can sit and enjoy myself and show you my mistakes, that shows that I'm not perfect. And nothing is ever going to be perfect. So that's another thing that people fail to realize. Oh, well, because I had a lot of people ask me to make things for them. And I turn around and they come and tell me, oh, well, this happened and that happened. And, sweetheart, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional furniture maker. I'm not a professional jewelry maker, or, you know, this is something that I enjoy doing, so I'm doing it. But in me doing it, doesn't, if I gave you something or I did something for you that you asked me to, and there was payment involved, okay, of course, yeah, I'm gonna do my damnedest to fix it, excuse my language. And they're probably gonna edit me for this, for that. But on the average, if it's a gift or something, and something came apart or something, then try to fix it. I mean, don't bring it to me every other day and say, oh, this came off, that came off. Get some crazy glue and put it back together. It's that simple. It's that easy. Not saying that I don't want to, but not all the time. So we're going to continue on with the merit tiles. As you can see, I had to redo those because, again, my son threw me off and there was a little gap in the position of the tiles. So I just go here again and I swirl it around because I want to try to cover as much area, and try to get it throughout the whole area that I'm going to be using, so I don't have to lift the tiles back up again. But there you go. See? And you're just going to lay them in there just like that. So until you're going to start to see how it forms. See that? That is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it. Like I said, I've been trying to do projects with mirror for a long time. I made one project from mirror, and I made the mirror jewelry box, the cube, out of the Dollar Tree mirrors. I did that, and that came out absolutely gorgeous. And then I did some other projects, just trying to make stuff and stay busy, so to speak. So I had a lot of projects that I did, and I have absolutely nowhere to put them and nothing to do with them. So normally what I do, I end up giving them away. I give them away to people. But I just made this beautiful blinged out mirrored vanity tray. Beautiful. If you get a chance, Sonia, go on my page and you'll see it. I just posted the video, I think, last week. It's a little blingy for me. Like, your eyes are gonna be like this because it's so much. It's so much bling, and the background that I use is really shimmery and sparkly. And that was too much glue there. So this is what it should start to look like, everyone. I don't know if you can see that. And I know this live is going long, but this is what it takes. It's me. This is my first time, so it's not gonna be like that. It's you're seeing all my errors, you're seeing everything. And that's what I believe a live is supposed to be. You're not supposed to go back and have to clean anything up or delete anything. It should be exactly what it says it is. It's a live project. So you're seeing everything from family to errors to oops, you gotta watch your mouth, so to speak, kind of thing. So you're seeing all of that, and I'm glad that you are actually here with me. Again, I'm not going to tell you how much well, not tell you, I can't express to you how much I appreciate this. It really means a lot to me, and so I'm going to continue on doing what I do and what I love doing. I love doing this. I really do. And as you can see, it's a little tedious sometimes because the angle of this and the tiles are coming apart because they keep sticking to me. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. The trials, the errors. This is what makes DIYs awesome, because you see what you did wrong and you go back and you redo the project and you fix it. So, and yesterday when I did mine, I didn't even start at I didn't go around like this. I went like this, so I made the last portion up here, my last piece, and that's where I ran into the problem, and I had to use some of these, the little ones that I took off of Christmas ornaments that I purchased at Dollar Tree over the holiday. And so don't do that. If you do run into the situation where you have to use those, make sure it's down here somewhere on either side. You don't want it to be up in the top where it's really noticeable. Okay, so again, we're going to go down here. And I smooth that out so I cover a lot of area. And we come in here. So I know my mother-in-law is excited if she's still watching, because it blows her mind on certain things that I make. And she was like, oh my God, you made that? And I'm like, yeah, Mom. She was like, oh my God. So if you're watching, Mom, mwah, this is for you. And I have something for you too, Mom. So if you get a chance to come over and sneak over, come over. I got something for you. And oh, just to let you know, guys, my mother-in-law lives 2 doors away from me. How awesome is that? My mother-in-law and father-in-law live literally 2 doors away from me. So that's pretty awesome too. So again, I just take my hot glue and see how I run it to spread the glue out, so I'm not wasting, and so it doesn't get really thick in one position. So now we're coming in with the mirrors, and you're going to get glue on your fingers, so don't be alarmed. And look at that. Wow, see? If I would have did this yesterday, I wouldn't have a little mosaic tile piece on the other side of there. But, okay, so we did the inside, and that's what it should look like. That's if you choose to do this embellishment, if that's what you choose. And then now we're going to go out on the outside. I'm not going all the way under because you're not going to really see that. But I am going to start on the very edge right here. So I'm going to take this one little tile piece. I'm going to put it on the very edge right here where the circle sits on, where the embroidery hoop sits on the edge of the circle. And I'm going to place one mirror right there. And then I'm going to start, and we're going to go on the outside. So again, I apologize if this is taking really long, because we've been talking for about an hour. We've been doing this project for about an hour. But again, this is what a live is. You're watching me do everything live. So from the putting it together to the painting to the decorating, you're watching it all. So you can actually see that I do DIYs, and this is what the purpose of this is, to show you that I actually do projects, and that it's me doing it. Not saying that anybody else is doing anyone else's projects. I'm just saying I would prefer for people to see exactly what I do. So I'm going to lay this down, but you got to be gentle. And I'm going to run some glue again. I showed you how to run the glue. And again, I take my nose and I spread it out. Put that back down. Oh God, come on. They're sticking together. And then I'm going to take the strip and I'm going to lay it here. And I'm going to run it up. I'm sorry, I keep hearing something. I think it's my dog in here somewhere. Toby? Yep, that's him. That's my little Toby. I heard something under I heard something under my bed, and I'm like, whoa, what is that? Oh, wow, Toby, what was that? What did you eat? You making noises like that. You too little to be making noises like that. And Toby is a little Yorkie. Come here, Toby. So I'm going to stop for a minute. Come here, baby. This is Toby. Say hi. Say hi, baby. What's your matter? What's your matter with him? What's your matter? Mommy not showing you no love today? Nope, nope, no kisses. No kisses. Say hi. Yeah, this is Toby. He's actually ouch. He's 2 years old now. He's a long hair Yorkie. So I've had him since he was 4 months old. And I got him from a good friend of mine, and oh my God. But I should have named them Shadow though, because they are very, very, they love to be held. They love to be up under you. And when I say I should have named him Shadow, because everywhere I look, Toby is somewhere to be found when it comes to me and my daughter. He is somewhere to be found. He does not give us any rest. The other night, me and my husband had a sleepover without even knowing we had a sleepover. I woke up, and not only was my 14-year-old son in the bed with us, but so was Toby. So I just goofed, guys. That got stuck together. See, this is the good thing about doing live DIYs, because you get to see all my errors. So I'm going to put this to the side over here because they stuck together, and I'm going to move on to the next one. So, but again, this is something that I love doing. I love being creative. Again, I love using my hands. And oh, I got 2 likes. Thank you. I was trying for 30. I don't know how I'm going to get it because I only got 3 viewers. Hopefully I'll get them with when people view the uploaded recording. But thank you for the 2 likes. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching, for viewing, and letting me show you my DIY. So I thought I was going to take, remember I told you I said it took 2 packs of the tiles for the other one? I think I was incorrect, because I don't think it's going to take 2 packs. I think I might have used 1 pack and maybe a couple or a half a pack or something. I think that's probably what it was, because I'm not going to use all these tiles that I just cut off. And we're going to place this here and be very careful because you don't want it to stick. Now, the only thing that I don't like, well, about the glass tiles, because of the edges, and sometimes they have a tendency to stick up. So sometimes, they don't lay as well as you want them to. Cleaning. So this is like going to be a Q-tip effect here. Each tile. But you know what? My husband's like, and you're going to do it. And I will, because when I clean, I clean. And so I'm not a perfectionist, but I am, I do have a form of, what do they call that? Oh my God, I can't think of it. I work in the medical field, so I was just trying, I was about to say I have a form of COPD, which is, which is not what I, which is not what I meant. COPD is it's a medical condition, with your lungs, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And I was about to say I have a form of COPD, but that's not it. So, and I can't, and for some reason, COPD is stuck in my head, and I can't think of what it is. Oh my God. You know how when you have this thing where certain things have to be OCD. Oh my God. There it is. I have a form of OCD with cleaning. So normally I'll have the family get up and help me clean. But for the most part, I end up doing it by myself because there's certain ways I like things done. And if you don't do it that way that I think it should be done, I'm going to go back and do it again after you did it. So they pretty much, when I'm cleaning, they just kind of leave me be. Unless I ask them for help, they kind of just leave me be because I'm like, I'll go behind something that they did. And I'm like, excuse me, that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not. And they're like, Mom, it's clean. Yeah, it's clean, but you should have did it like this. And that's me. So rather than them go through that, they'll ask me if I need help, and if I do, I'll direct them on what to actually do. And a lot of times I get on their nerves because I'll kind of like stand right there instead of going to do what it is that I was going to do while they were doing that. I'm standing there watching them, and they told me I'm annoying. So, and my one son, my oldest son, one day told me, he was like, you know what? Here, why don't you just do it yourself? And I can't get mad because I understand. I totally understand, but I don't know. That's just how I am. You know, I can be annoying from time to time. And if I'm annoying you by talking, please tell me because I'll shut up. Not for long because I'll talk again. But and as you can see, I like to be happy. I like to joke around. I like to smile. I just like to be happy. I don't like to be irritable and mean and nasty and all of that. I don't like being that type of person. I like to have fun. I like to be happy. So, as you can see, it didn't even take me a whole pack to do both sides. So, I don't know what I was thinking when I said that you're going to need 2 packs. I really don't. Because you only needed one. And there you go. So that's done. And I'm sorry, I don't work as fast as everybody else. I have very small hands and bad eyes. And I'm surprised because this actually came out better. This is actually coming out better than the first one, y'all. It actually, because the first one I had issues with the mosaic tiles. And again, I told you the way I started it. I ended up having to put the little tiles up in here somewhere to fill a gap. But it came out nice anyway. So now we're going to push these over to the side. No, not yet, not yet. So here, what I did on the other one, because I know I'm going to have enough, I took these same tiles, and here's my toothbrush. Let me get rid of some of these little webbies. That's the only thing I don't like about hot glue is the little webbies. That irks me.
Your dog is sleeping in my lap.
So what I did, I measured here the wood blocks, and I went in with the tiles. Let me see. Let's go this way. And I think I measured 4. Yeah, there's 4. So what I did is I took 4 of the tiles and I put on the front portion of the wood tower blocks, but they're too big to go 3 in a row. So I did 1 row on this edge, 1 row on this edge, and in the middle we're going to do the little teeny tiles, which it is going to be very tedious. I'm going to let you know because it's a small area to work with, and unless your hands are smaller than mine, it's going to get frustrating because it was very frustrating for me. So you're going to go all the way down to the bottom and all the way to the edge, and you're going to place those 4 tiles. And then you're going to grab a line of these. If this is what you're using, the same as me, you're going to grab a line of these. And you're going to go in the middle here. And you're going to put enough just to fill the middle. And somebody left. I'm sorry. I know this is a very long live, but this is a live DIY. So, and we're going to go in here and we're going to place these next to it. Again, guys, it is very tedious. It is very hard because the space that you're working with is small. So, okay, I just placed those. And you're going to get a little spillage of the hot glue because of the space that you're working with. But if you're familiar with DIY projects and using the hot glue, you know you'll be able to go in and clean that up later. All right, so now we're going to take another 4. All right, and we're going to go here, and we're going to put these here. So again, I apologize. I know I was doing a lot of talking, but I'm working as well as I'm talking. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to communicate with the audience. You're not supposed to just sit there and be quiet. All right, so there we go. Okay, so, and this is the one that I told you guys was leaning a little bit. If you can see that, it's leaning a lot a bit. I don't know what's going on with this, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But it's leaning a lot as far as I'm concerned. I thought I had it, but it's really leaning a lot here. All right, so we're going to continue to work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go on the outside here. So what we're going to be using is these little mosaic strips, and we're going to start right here. We're going to put a line of glue, very thin as possible. And then we're going to take these mosaic strips, and we're going to place them ever so gently down. Being very careful.
Yo, it's a dog, yo.
Okay. And that's what it should look like once you place them. All right, so and I'm trying to do this, and I'm gonna keep talking because my family, my sons are loud. They are really loud. So I'm gonna try to keep talking as much as I can in hopes that you can't hear them. And they're downstairs and they're still loud. They're really loud. So I'm going to be placing the tiles here. You want to try to get them as close. What happened here? This one looks like it's on top of one. There we go. And because of these tiles, because I pulled them off of the Christmas ornaments, they're going to be a little bit, they're not going to be as lined up as the square mosaic tiles. So there are going to be gaps in them. They're going to be bent differently, and so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to work with than the square mosaic tiles. But you want to try to get it on here as best possible. And you just want to take your fingers and just position them. Okay. That one's too short, so we're going to go with this one. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, I got a little bit quiet because this one right here is a little, like I said, it's really tedious. And even though I have small hands, I have big fingers. So at least I think I have big fingers. Everybody else tells me I have little dainty hands. When my nails are done, I have little dainty hands. But to me, they look big. Okay. So this is what it should start to look like. So, and you know, you're going to go back and you're going to clean off all those little webbies. So yeah, this is what it should start to look like. And we're going to do this to, I'm looking at the little mosaics because I don't have enough. So I think we're going to end up doing the same thing that we did with the first one, where we're going to just do it's just going to be a one-sided view because I'm running low on the little tiny tiles. I didn't have that many ornaments, so we're not going to have that many to do the back as well. But if you're choosing to do a different type of embellishment, like I said earlier on, then you should be fine. You can do the front and the back, and you can make a 360 view of your project. Mine's for right now is just going to be a frontal view. And again, be careful when you're using, if you do decide to use these tiles, you want to make sure you're placing them right because, like I said, because of where they came from, they're going to have gaps in them. And you want to make sure that you don't have any spacing in it. So there's times you may even have to go back over the glue a little bit because it hardened by the time you got around to it. And make sure you lay them properly where there's no big gaps in it. And if you do have a gap, just make sure you can fill that gap with another one of the little tiny tiles. And just press down. Make sure they're stuck. And again, like I said, this is what it should start looking like. So I'm not going to prolong the video because we've already been an hour and a half already. And I know two of you are still watching. I'm not sure if it's who it is. But if you want to see me complete the whole project, please let me know by commenting. If not, then once we finish this portion here, we can end the live video. And I'll just post the rest of the footage later on. Because I don't want to hold you up because it's been a long run. But like I said, a live is just that. It's live. You watch everything I do, every mistake I make, and you follow along. So if you do want me to stop, just comment. And I'll stop once I finish this and lay the cylinder. And then you can go and watch the recording later on today if you like. No one's commenting. So I'm not sure if Sonia's still there or not. Sonia, if you're there, I don't know who left. It doesn't tell me who left. It just lets me know who's there when they comment. So again, I wish there was a way that you could comment. But I'm not sure. I know my husband told me that my mother-in-law couldn't comment. You should be able to comment on my live because I have the chat up. So you should be able to comment. But again, if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. And I'll stop here. And matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to not stop here, but I'm going to finish this one up with you. And then the other one I'll just do on my own. At least you got to see the work and what I do.
Okay. As far as moms?
I'm talking. I'm live.
I know.
Okay.
Just saying. As far as moms, they only said that she had to make the channel to get a comment.
No, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't. That's weird. Well, Mom, I'm sorry. Antonio or Tony just told me that it was telling you you had to make a channel in order to comment. I didn't know that, and I do apologize. So to anyone who is viewing, if it tells you that you have to make a channel in order to comment, I'm really sorry. I really didn't know that. But okay, so that is the front. That is what it should look like when you've completed. Again, I'm not going all the way down here. You see the bottom because of the way the camera is exposed, but I may go in and fill that in later. I'm not exactly sure, but where I'm going to have it sitting in my home, you're not going to see that. So the next step now is to, and I really have to figure out how to fix this because it is really leaning, and I don't know why, and I don't want to take it apart. I don't, and I don't want to break it because I'll really be upset. So I'll fix that at a later date. I just want to go ahead and finish this. So I'm going to move over for a minute. I'm going to grab the cylinder that we're going to be placing in here, and I'm going to show you how you do that. Okay, so here's the cylinder that we're going to be using again. 3 of these from the Dollar Tree. And you want to always remove the tabs, which I forgot to do in my prep, because you don't want them showing. Bear with me for a moment and I'll be able to get this off. Oh, my grandson's home. Okay, so I took that off. I don't have any alcohol to clean it, but I'm just showing you. This is where we're going to place it. Just like that. So, again, I said I was going to be using that Gorilla Glue. I'm not going to use that epoxy. I'm going to go with my regular E6000. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around. I'm going to do the E6000 first. Turn this up. Go in here with the E6000 like this. Make sure you put enough to make sure it's secure. Okay. And then I go with the hot glue. Not a lot. And then you place it. And believe it or not, the top of this circle base is big enough to accommodate the entire width of this cylinder. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You have your DIY GALLERIE dupe. And I'm going to go and fix this one. This is, I don't know, remember I was having a lot of trouble with this, so it's a little crooked. So I'm not exactly, oh, one is higher than the other one. That's why. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix that later once everything else dries. And I'll reposition that. But there you have it. You have your Dollar Tree. It's not even a Dollar Tree. Let me rephrase that. You have your DIY GALLERIE dupe. And I'm not even exactly sure the name of the, give me 1 second. I want to see what the name of the piece is if they have it. Table lamp. Coffee table. I don't even see the name of this. But I know the other one is the Russo bar cart. Maybe they have it on the other page that I saw it. I'm trying to see if I can find the name of it for you. Here it is. D is... Okay, the dupe we just did is the Cirque Pillar Holder. Called Cirque Pillar Holder. CIRQUE Pillar Holder. Z Gallerie dupe. So that is exactly what we just made, everyone. So you have 3 pieces. You have your centerpiece, which is the circumference of the circle is 12 inches. And then you have the 2 side pieces, and the circumference of those are 10 inches. So my husband just gave me some coffee. Oh, God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to show you. Look, I just spilled my glue here. I'm going to show you the 2 pieces side by side. It's actually 3, but I'm going to end the live here because we spent a lot of time. But this is the one that I completed before the live. As you can see, the size, and this is the one we did during the live. And this is what your pieces should look like. So I hope you enjoyed. This is the 12-inch, and this is the 10-inch. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this DIY. I know I enjoyed the fact that you were here, and I appreciate it so much. For those of you that are still here, if you have the opportunity, please subscribe to my page, and you can see other DIY projects that I work on. Like, share. Please comment. As always, I love criticism, critiquing, advice. I enjoy all of that. And I read all comments, and I reply to all comments. Please, again, like, share, subscribe. And if you would like to see the next uploaded video, be notified of my next uploaded video, please hit that bell notification so you can be notified as when I do. So again, thank you very much. You all be blessed. It has been a wonderful 2 hours spending time with you and showing you the work that I do. And I hope that you would come by and see my channel more often. And until next time, everyone, to Sonia, thank you so much. Mom, thank you. To my husband, Antonio, thank you for viewing. And until next time again, be blessed as always. And as long as you try, you are never a failure. And I just wanted to let you guys know, my husband purchased something for me for Valentine's Day. And I have been trying to come up with a slogan for my channel. And this is what I found from what he purchased. But my grandson's home. Hey, baby.
He ain't gonna put you. He's mad.
Okay, bring him here.
He wanna call me.
Just bring
He
him.
was crying for him.
Okay. I'm not gonna mess with you.
Say hi.
So this is my daughter. Remember I told you DIY gets expensive because this is my daughter. This is my daughter Elise, and this is my grandson
Say hi.
Makai.
Say hi.
Hey, baby. Aww. Can I get a kiss? Mwah. I missed you.
You want your candy?
You
He's
say,
heartbroken.
say, take my jacket off first.
He loves you.
So, guys, that is another part of my family. So you just met my daughter, and you just met my grandson Makai. So, again, I thank you for watching. I thank you for commenting. Again, Sonia, Mom, to my husband Antonio, thank you very much for watching. It means a lot to me. And I look forward to doing this with you again really soon. Until then, continue to be blessed. And remember, you're only a failure if you don't try. But I was going to say something before I was interrupted by that little handsome man right there. I had been trying to find a slogan to use for my DIY channel. And of course, you know, my channel is called Joy's DIYs. So my husband had purchased something for me for Valentine's Day. And in this, it was a little box. It was a necklace. And in this little box that came from K Jewelers, this little box was attached to this. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. So once I learn how to edit my videos and put subtitles and titles and all of that good stuff, this is going to be the slogan or my saying for my channel. Let the joy begin. Joy's DIYs. Let the joy begin. I love that. I love that. And it just made me happy. It makes me happy when I say it. Joy's DIYs. Let the joy begin. I love it. I love it. So that's what I'm going to be using. So until next time, everyone, my loves, my followers, you guys have made my heart happy today. Everyone else wants a lot of people to be there, but I'm just happy with the ones that are here. And again, it makes me feel really, really good. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really thank you. So until next time, again, be blessed. Peace, love, and happiness always.